The starting point for the performance called Shadows of Tomorrow was the idea of creating a concert-like situation, but without using any music. So it would mean that what the performers do would somehow be the sound of the project. And in a sense, this is an impossible setup, or the dogma was created in order for us to try to think of things that we maybe otherwise wouldn't have come up with because of the impossibility of the task. So we started to experiment with different types of movement practices that could create some sort of kinesthetic transference to the audience, so that the audience could feel movement in their bodies through watching the movement of the performers. So maybe that's what's left of the concert situation, this thing that you can start to be affected by what you see in the same way that you can be affected by the music in a concert. The reason behind these different combinations of a lot of patterns, a lot of layers of clothes, it came from a wish to sort of remove the individual bodies, and there's 20 performers in this piece, and to make them as some sort of organism that collaborates on all the movement of the piece. Also their faces are covered with the scarves, so there is a bit of an attempt to remove the emphasis on the individual human performer and how that person is dealing with what they're doing, and instead put the focus onto the sort of total choreography, which also includes how the light is moving around the space. We didn't want to represent like one particular music genre as such in the expression, because I thought it falls very easily into representation. You start to think of, oh, the performers are the different instruments or something like that. But in terms of aesthetic, I was quite inspired by a genre called psychedelic hip-hop, which is kind of a mix of the aesthetic you know from 60s psychedelia and more hip-hop culture.